ॐ नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. Welcome all. In this series we will have a look at Swami Vivekananda's Jnana Yoga. Chapter by chapter we will proceed and see the main points, the theme mentioned by Swamiji in these chapters. In this series, whenever Swamiji is referred, that means Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda is referred as Swamiji popularly in the Ramakrishna tradition. The lectures in Jnana Yoga book are the lectures Swami Vivekananda gave in London and New York in 1896. 10 lectures were given in London and 6 were given in New York. The lectures given in London were the necessity of religion, the real nature of man, Maya and illusion, Maya and the evolution of the conception of God, Maya and freedom, the absolute and manifestation, God in everything, realization, unity in diversity, and the freedom of the soul. The lectures in New York were the cosmos, the macrocosm, the cosmos, the microcosm, immortality, the Atman, its bondage and freedom, and the real and the apparent man. In the first lecture, that is necessity of religion, Swamiji starts with giving the power of religion. He traces the power of religion in human history. Throughout history, human societies are bound by various factors, language, race, etc. Among all these factors, religion is perhaps the strongest binding power among humans. If you study history of various nations or various regions, this fact is clearly seen. Now, then Swamiji moves to find the beginning of religion. Why did religion start in human society? He says that there are two main theories. One is the spirit theory and second is the evolution of idea of infinite. The spirit theory says that ancestor worship is the beginning of religion. And many ancient societies practice this in some form or the other. And in China, it flourished the most. Even in the Egyptian mummification process, there was a concept of double. And in India, there is a concept of a separate sphere of existence, Pitraloka. So ancestor worship was one of the things which is clearly the theory which propelled religion in human society. The second theory is nature worship. In Aryan literature, we find this nature worship abundantly displayed. The forces of nature like lightning, rain, and heat of the sun and ocean, which were immense from human scale, and human being was awed by this tremendous force of nature, and that was a source of religion. Then Swamiji proceeds to generalize these two theories into one common idea, which is the root of religion, and that is the struggle to transcend the limitation of senses. If we analyze these points of Swamiji through the Vedanta terminology, then we can say that the first theory, that is ancestor worship, is roughly correspond to what Vedanta calls as Tvam Padartha Shodhan, that is searching who this I is, this person observing the world, who is he? And the nature worship can be termed as the Tat Padartha Shodhan, that is the huge world that is experienced. What is its cause or root, or what it is? So this is basically the origin of religion in human society. Now, as Swamiji has said, that these two theories can be put into one principle, that is the struggle to transcend the limitation of senses. Now he says that the first glimpse of this struggle to transcend the senses comes from dreams. Man sees in his dreams various things after he has finished his waking state. And that gives him an idea that apart from this waking world and waking state, there must be something which is transcendent to this waking senses and body. And all the religions claim that there are men who have transcended this ordinary experience of world, gross experience of world of senses and body. And these men have reached higher planes higher than the senses and body, and even higher than the mental cogitations. All these great men from various races have put that transcendent idea or that transcendent principle as some sort of ideal unit abstraction, either a supreme being or a supreme law or the essence of human being and essence of world. And that transcendental reality or person or law or essence is basically above the senses. So this is the basic basis of religion, and the few rishis, sages or incarnations who have reached this transcendental plane. Now what we see is in human society is ethics and morality is basically giving up of self-interest, giving up of selfishness. That is, renunciation of selfishness is the very basis of ethics. And Swamiji says that perfect self-annihilation is the ideal of ethics. And to get to that ideal of ethics and to perfect self-annihilation without superconscious perception, that is, without transcending the limited personality and the senses and body, that is, without realizing that transcendental reality in some way, there cannot be any ethics. Merely utilitarian ideas cannot make man moral. This was particularly very powerful argument that Swamiji put forward in those days, because in those days in West, especially the Protestant movement, etc., they were saying that there is nothing transcendent. All that is this gross world and gross experience, and man has to be moral because it is a utilitarian goal, or the society requires man to be moral. But Swamiji says that kind of unselfishness or that kind of morality in ethics cannot be of the caliber of spiritual giants like Buddha or Christ. It may produce men who are good, noble, and to a degree unselfish, but they can be never as great as Buddha and Christ, because they have not transcended the senses. They are yet limited by the body mind, and within that sphere they want to practice ethics and morality on utilitarian ground. So this struggle to realize the infinite is the most glorious and grandest of struggle. Man is man so long as he is struggling to transcend the nature. And the pleasure or bliss or the happiness or the contentment, fulfillment achieved after realizing the absolute is the highest possible for human being or for any conscious being, and hence religion is absolutely necessary. So we see that the way Swamiji has defined religion is purely spiritual. Religion doesn't mean a particular set of belief or some rituals. It is the struggle to transcend the senses and reaching that transcendental reality. In that sense, for humanity, religion is absolutely necessary. And what about those religions, religion as custom, tradition, ritual, belief, and which is narrowed by particular race only, or my religion, your religion? Swamiji says that those kinds of narrowness have to be given up. Those kind of tribal, nationalistic religions need to be transcended. They are really not religion, but some sort of sect and petty politics. If we have to make a human being truly universal, then religion, that is the true religion, that is the spirituality, has to become the main motive power. And the struggle to transcend the limitations of body-mind has to come to humanity. And to become universal, the man has to give up these petty fights of so-called religion. So this is the gist of the first chapter, necessity of religion. Next is the real nature of man.